Hello everybody, this is Shindig, and I didn't really want to post comment this, but I'm going to have to since, well, something's gone out of sync somewhere. Anyway, this is my playthrough of Pokemon Red. But I'm going to make things a little interesting, and this is going to actually be a Nuzlocke run of Pokemon Red. What that means is I am restricted to certain rules, and well, you can find out what they are on my blog. There's going to be a link to the rules in every part of this playthrough. So yeah. Talk about the Nuzlocke run. There's actually two main rules I have to follow. Basically, if I go into a new area and a new route and encounter a wild Pokemon, that's the only species of Pokemon I can catch on that route. Can't catch anything else. I can kill it for experience if I felt like it, but yeah. So I can only catch a certain species. And if a Pokemon faints, it is considered as dead, and it has to be either put in a box or released. So first route there was talking about Pokemon and stuff there, and now we get to name me, myself, and my rival. I name myself after my real name, which is Adam. Simply because I have nothing better to name him. Now this guy, the rival, I name him Gary, but because I didn't want to have all caps locks for everything, I named him Gary with a proper thing like capital G and small Ari. I don't know, I've always named my rival Gary for whatever reason. I'm probably going to blame the anime. So now that we have started our journey, or well, we're about to, after past me stops dawdling. Yeah, I do a lot of dawdling with the pressing of the button to progress with the text. I do not know why. Anyway, I'm in front of a SNES at the start. You can play the SNES if you want. But the main thing in here is the computer, which is actually your computer, and this holds all your items that you dump in here that you don't really need. There is something I do want, however, and that's that potion. I'll tell you what that potion does later. There is your mother. She doesn't do anything interesting yet. Billy should just tell you to go to Professor Oak's. Up there is a route where wild Pokemon live. Down there where I'm going is Professor Oak's house, which is where you probably asked to go, but Professor Oak isn't here, so you know what, for a lark and all that sort of rubbish, we'll go into the route. And then Oak is like, oh no, don't go out while Pokemon live there, follow me. And then we finally get a Pokemon of our own. After a lot of blurbing and stuff. I think I did voice acting for this, and well, I'm not doing it now since I'm doing this in post. But when I'm doing live commentary for this and it actually works, maybe we'll actually finally see some voice acting from me. That should be fun to do. So yeah, I'm kind of really not talking much, but anyway, here's the choice of 3 Pokemon. With all the stats in each generation, you'll always have a fire type, a grass type, and a water type. Charmander there is a fire type Pokemon. He's pretty good. We have Squirtle here, who is arguably my favourite starter out of all the starters so far. I didn't go for him because I went for the remaining one, Bulbasaur. For the most part, in my personal opinions, I never thought much of any of the grass starters at all, even though Bulbasaur in this was probably the best start to take with you on the journey through Kanto here. I've never really thought much of any of the grass starters. I've usually picked either the fire starter or the water starter, depending on whatever preference I felt like when I started the game. I mean, well, probably exception of Generation 4 and 5, because I kind of got sick of firefighting subtypes eventually. Giving this Bulbasaur a nickname because one of the rules I put into this was I had to think of a nickname for every Pokemon I own, and they have to keep it that way. I call this Bulbasaur Bulbmin. If you don't know what a Bulbmin is, it's a semi-enemy ally character in species of thingy in Pikmin 2. It kind of looks like a Bulbasaur, but it has like a leaf on it like Pikmin has, hence Bulbmin. And if you try to leave, Gary will challenge you to a fight. This is basically why I brought the potion, since winning this fight is just basically a combined battle of attrition and some luck. Basically, Charmander is generally the fastest of the Pokemon in the thingy. Of the three, Bulbasaur is actually the slowest. Fun fact: your rival will always pick the Pokemon that is strong against yours. Grass is weak to fire, so he picked Charmander. If you picked Squirtle, he'll pick Bulbasaur because Grass is strong against water, and if you pick Charmander, water puts fire out, so he would have chosen Squirtle. I got lucky, and despite him just growling and just scratching me twice, I managed to kill him without any problems. If you actually do win the fight, you actually gain a free level. You bring that potion in just in case. Gary complains that his Pokemon's too weak, and we should toughen it up. He's almost like Silver in a way, only he's not as douchebaggy. So anyway, let's go, and well, we may as well do the same thing. So here we go. Eventually, oh, I show off the menu screen here, don't I? Bunch of stuff. Pokemon shows what Pokemon you have. Item shows items in your bag. Your character's name just shows basic details like how much money you have, how long you've been playing, any badges you've got. You've got the save option, which obviously saves. Options menu, which I don't actually go into, and exit, which exits the menu. So here we are on Route 1. This is our first main route for this Pokemon. This guy here actually gives you another potion, so if you use that one, you got another potion there absolutely free, and if you didn't, well, too bad. And our Pokemon here that we have to catch is a Pidgey. Unfortunately, we don't have any Pokeballs, so I'll have to wait till we get some Pokeballs before I actually take him on. So I'm just going to kill him here for the experience. I'm going to talk about the battle system in a later part. I mean, I could do it here, and I was going to do it here in the live commentary, and didn't, and then completely forgot about it until part 3, which is where I actually properly explain it. Also here, this guy just didn't want to just get in the way there. All I found on this route was Pidgeys. You can also find Rattata here, who is a very lame rat Pokemon, and if you really want to train it, be my guest. But I personally would give it a miss. There's better normal type Pokemon out there, if you so want to use a normal type Pokemon. So here we are in Veridian City now. We've gone to a place called the Pokemon Center. This heals your Pokemon back to full health, and also eliminates status elements. And this is all done for free, man. You no vet bills or anything. I should go because I'd rather use my money for potions and stuff. I mean, this is a Nuzlocke run. There's also people here you can talk to who'll give you hints to the road ahead. That PC there I'll get into when I use the PC for the first time, which I believe is not until the next part. Also, in pretty much every town there will be a Pokemon map. After I talk to this guy for some godforsaken reason. He basically explains two Pokemon, Caterpie and Weedle. We're going to see those in one of the later parts, so that shouldn't be anything to worry about. But anyway, this guy wants us to deliver a parcel to Professor Oak. You can't actually buy anything in the shop until you actually do that. He's just going to say, hey, say hi to Professor Oak for me, regardless of what you do. Even if you go in and go back out, he'll just say hi to Professor Oak. You've got to do that little side quest with the Oak's parcel. But it's relatively easy, you just go back down to Route 1. There's another way up there that leads straight to Veridian Forest, but we can't get there because somebody's in the way and he won't let people through with unless he's had some coffee. You don't have to go through the grass again in Route 1. You can just jump over these ledges here, and you only really need to go through one patch of grass, which was not that one. I was being stupid. And we find another Pidgey and Bulbmin, I believe, just boots it out of the way with tackle. Pidgey's an okay flyer. I'm going to end up using one because I don't really get any of the flyers until a little bit later. And even then, the only other decent flyer I believe is Spearow. And like I said, I don't get that until a little bit later. Bulbmin grew to level 7 and learned Leech Seed. It's an interesting move. What it does is it seeds a Pokemon when it hits, and at the end of the turn after they attack, they lose some hit points and you gain those hit points. So we're going to talk to Professor Oak and we're going to give him his parcel. He thinks we're pretty great because our Pokemon likes us. They never really did do anything about how a Pokemon likes you or hates you that much until Generation 2. And so Gary shows up as well. I don't know where Gary was or anything. My guess was in Veridian City somewhere. I don't know how Professor Oak called him, whether he has a Pokegear or something when they don't actually exist until Generation 2. But anyway, right here he will give us the Pokédex. This records what Pokemon we've seen, any Pokemon we've caught, for reference, and it also shows you if you've seen a Pokemon, you can actually also see where you can catch one. So if you see a Pokemon that you think's pretty cool and you want to catch one for yourself, you just consult the Pokédex and it'll be right there. I believe I show it off in a minute. You access it from the pause menu. Bye. And Gary's being a jerk, and speaking of being a jerk, I'm not progressing the text. I have no idea why. And Gary leaves because he's a big jerk. and so I'm gonna leave because I'm awesome. Anyway, I believe from this point on, well, actually no, I'll show off the Pokédex here. Basically it tells you information about any Pokemon you've seen. Any Pokemon you've caught has a little blurb with it. Any Pokemon you haven't caught and you want to know where you can find one, you just select it and go to the area page and it shows you where you can find one. In Pidgey's case, you can pretty much find them almost everywhere, if I'm right. Also, you can hear the cry, but yeah, Pidgey's found everywhere. We're gonna be meeting we're gonna probably be meeting loads of them shortly anyway. From now on, I believe I show it. I'm gonna just mess with the menu again. From now on, if you talk to your mother, she will heal your Pokemon for you, like there was a Pokemon Center in Palatine. So, even though there is no Pokemon Center here, your mother actually is actually pretty much like one. Next door here is Gary's house. There's actually a person here. She is Daisy Oak. We don't actually know her name in this game, but I believe it's told in the second generation onwards. She gives you the town map anywhere. See, not all looks are complete jerkwads like Gary. Town map basically tells you where you are. I find it pretty useless. And the thing is, in later generations, when you get the Pokédex, you also get Pokeballs. In this generation, unless I've completely missed something, you don't. In which case, I'm being a stupid, and completely missed something I could have done, and could have saved some money on Pokeballs when I probably would have bought this many Pokeballs anyway. So, anyway, I'm going to go to the mart, and I'm going to buy, I believe I buy about 10 Pokeballs and about 5 antidotes. The reason I'm buying antidotes is because in the next area there's Pokemon in there that will poison you. I was thinking about doing it and then not doing it, because Bulbasaur is actually grass with a poison subtype. But then I realised, yeah, I'm going to catch some other Pokemon, I'm going to use them as my team, like Pidgey, because I would rather like to have a flyer on my team. So here, I believe this is Route 25. This is about as far as I'm going in Route 25, because if I go any further, I will encounter Gary and I'll have a hard fight, especially with just Bulbmen. And the first Pokemon I meet here is a Rattata. You can find both genders of Nidoran here as well. If you're playing Pokemon Yellow, I believe you can also find Spearow and Mankeys here. Mankey you might want to catch in Yellow version simply because it'll help against the first gym leader. So here's how you catch a Pokemon. You just select the Pokeball in your items and throw it. It'll shake 3 times and then stop, and once it stops, you've caught that Pokemon. If you haven't already caught it, you get some blurb and stuff like I said for the Pokédex. Do I want to give it a nickname? Yes. I don't really give it an original name, I just call it Rat, so I didn't care. I was originally going to put it in the box as soon as I got to the Pokemon Center, but then I kind of had a thought, if I just use Bulbmin to try and catch Pidgey, it's just going to kill it in one hit, and that'll be a problem because I want to catch it and I don't really want Bulbmin to be really super strong when I want to try and catch stuff. So yeah, I kept rats on the team to weaken the Pidgey if I find one, and yeah, strategy. And then I accidentally press A too many times. That'll probably be another common thing. I will be pressing A far too many times. Either pressing A not too much, or pressing A far too many times. So we're gonna see Ratso in what will pretty much be its first and only battle shortly against the Pidgey. There we are, Pidgey. Now I'm gonna try and catch this Pidgey, and well, once I've caught this Pidgey, it's going to be the end of the video. So here's Ratso. He only has Tackle and Tail Whip. I'm just going to spam Tackle for the hell of it. 3 tackles should do it, but Ghost is doing a lot more damage to me than Tackle is to it. Unfortunately, that kind of meant the demise of Ratso. He is down to 0 HP and has fainted. By the rules of the Nuzlocke run, he is dead, so I will be releasing him shortly. Actually, I'll be releasing him in the next part because, like I said, I catch this thing and then call it a day, which is what I do right now. Alrighty, Pidgey was caught. Do I want to give a nickname to the Pidgey? Well, you'll see what nickname I give it in the next part. Speaking of the next part, I'll probably be advancing the plot and going to Veridian Forest and other such things. See you later, people. Ciao!